Hello, this is a OpenFrame walkthrough. I would like to cover the most basic and impactful activities you guys can do on OpenFrame. So let's start with first kind of the mindset of what we're trying to build here with OpenFrame. So OpenFrame is a unified software for MSPs and IT teams in general that its vision is to encapsulate all the different components of what you guys used to use in multiple systems under one core operating system that can have everything you need in order to run your business. Right now, we have three generations of the product. The first generation is live, so you have things like RMM, you have things like remote access and things like that that are already part of the product. We're gonna add more and more. We mapped out 19 different categories. So you see, if I'll browse here, you will see that some of them are things that we built on our own. For example, the RMM is our own RMM, or things that we utilized third-party open source tools in order and made them more secure and added them into our product. We also have unified logs, so everything is being digested and ingested by one single data layer. And as time goes by, you will see that we're going to add everything. For example, Restic is a backup solution, so we're going to have it by the end of the quarter, EDR, EPP, etc. And the ultimate goal is to have one single operating system for everything that also has capabilities of AI bundled directly into the product. It doesn't mean we don't have API. We do have API in the product, and if you guys want to use it, you can definitely go to settings and see how it works. But the main idea behind the product is that it's a product that has everything necessary for you to run your business. So you don't really need any third-party integrations. Like, let's start now with kind of the first steps on how to use OpenFrame. So once you're gonna log in to the product, you're gonna see this. I'm not gonna go through the onboarding, despite it's very comprehensive and very easy to do. I'm just gonna use the different tabs here. So the first thing you will need to do is to add a new customer. So that's your clients basically. So I'm gonna add here Dunder Mifflin. Okay, I'm gonna add a logo. Great, you can add here the rest of the stuff. Let's save the customer. Great, and you can see here that we have Dunder Mifflin. We'll touch in a second about all those different things that you have here, but let's go directly into the device deployment. So this is a device deployment you have here. We support Mac and Windows. We're going to choose Dunder Mifflin under the customer, and you will see that it changes the organization ID. And we're going to copy this command. For Windows machines, this needs to run as local admin. And if you guys have any sort of EDR or EPP running on those devices, you need to add all of those paths into the exclusion list. Now I have here a machine. That's a brand new machine. So I'm gonna run PowerShell as an admin. Great. And now the device will get deployed. Soon enough, we will see the device under the devices screen here. The installation runs doctor mode, meaning that it runs before it executes the installation command. It runs certain checks in order to validate that everything is running properly. So you see here, all required arguments provided, starting installation. So this is this will start deploying. And here is my my new machine. You see that it's already tagged under Dunder Mifflin, and now we're gonna start seeing the agents getting deployed. So the two agents that are gonna get deployed is Fleet, which is an MDM solution, and MeshCentral. So you see that both of them got downloaded. MeshCentral will allow us to remote control and remote shell the device, and Fleet will allow us to query the device with osquery and create policies. But we're not gonna touch on policies on this tutorial because we're gonna focus on the high impact things that we can do in the product. So If you're gonna browse, it takes some time for the vulnerabilities to arrive, but you're gonna see that we collect a lot of things about the device. You see that we also have remote control enabled now because MeshCentral has finished deploying. And if we'll go, so you see that I can remote control the machine. Another thing that we will find on the device is our AI agent, our customer side AI agent called Faye. So let's disconnect this here. Yeah, I have some problem with the recording, so let's do it from here. Okay. So you see that I have here OpenFrame and my face. So, okay, so Faye is the client side AI agent that your user is going to see. So all of them going to see this. This is fully customizable. I will show you in a second how to do that. And they can also see that it's running by. Okay, so all of your users going to see this screen. And this is, as I said before, it's fully customizable. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens if we start using Faye. Faye is the default configuration, but you can call it whatever you want. Okay. So you see that's Faye. Let's say that my computer is running slow. Now what will happen is that a ticket will get created and will be here um, on the AI Assistant tab, and you guys can see everything that is going on in the ticketing session. So right now, Faye is finding the top CPU processes, but your users are not going to see all this ugly command. They're just going to see her thinking, basically, as we see here. Check RAM and disk usage, and that's it. You always can start direct chat with the user if you see that something is wrong with the AI agent. I also wanted, actually, before we do this ticketing thing, uh, I wanted to show you that you can control exactly what the AI can do and what it cannot do, and you can also customize it per user. So if we'll go to settings, AI settings and configuration, so you have the default customer AI guardrails. So this is what I just showed you with Faye. So here you can click here, edit. Right now it's running on autonomous policy, but if I'll click on this, then it will change to autonomous to a custom policy, and then every activity that the AI is going to do, you will be able to customize it, whether it's going to auto allow, ask the user, ask technician, or restrict. You have user like default MSP level AI configurations, but you also can do that. Like, let's say that we want to customize it per specific client. For example, for Dunder Mifflin, and I have 10 more clients. For example, I have clients that are more more receptive towards AI, and some are don't. You can create different types of guardrails. You can also change the look and feel per customer. So if you see it here, you can change the quick actions. Let's remove this, and you can see you can change the mode. You can change it to dark mode. You can change even the person here. Let's say that we want to put Dunder Mifflin also here, and save. Right, and now if I'll go back, the users are not don't need to do that, but see that it got dark mode, and I have this. You can also change everything that is associated with the colors. You can even put your own accent colors, change the guardrails, etc. Let's see how it looks when she actually asks for approval. Please deploy Slack. Okay. By the way, this is you have here full capabilities of PSA. You can move the tickets between different stages. You can customize the stages. These two stages are reserved for the AI, and this is resolved in archive, so this is also reserved, but all the ones in between are fully customizable. Your users are also able, you see installing Slack. So this in this device, the configuration for Faye is to ask the user whether to deploy a certain device, certain software on the device. So it asked me, but we can also see that here. And if the user doesn't feel comfortable executing it, we would also be able to run the approval from here. And you see, you guys can actually see exactly what's going on behind the scenes for Faye, but the user just see this nice command like installing Slack via winget, and that's it. So this is on the on the PSA side of things. And Faye, another important thing that that we have here is that if you guys are tracking time for your engineers or technicians, they can also do that and select the ticket. So for example, if they're using this, select deployment and start tracking the time, and then you will have the time entry right here under work time. By the way, this is how it looks like from your end. So we're probably gonna see this and this here the same. And I think this is pretty much it for the Faye stuff. Now let's say that you guys want to run Slack deployment, or you guys want to do something across the board. So you can come to Mingo. Mingo always exists here, and Mingo has full context of your browsing history. If you will click here, you will see that it knows exactly where you browsed, and it has unlimited device segregation. It can access all of them. You can also assign items. So if something was missing from your browsing history, you can also assign them here. Mingo is also customizable. So if you want to change the quick actions for your technicians, you can do pretty much anything you want. You can also change here. It's Cloud Opus 4.8. We are agnostic to the LLM model running behind the scenes, so you can change it on the AI settings that I showed before. But let's say that we want to check which of my devices has Slack installed. So this is reading. So I have it on my machine, and you see that I'm on a different customer, so I still have the original kind of MSP level branding, and the customer itself has the Dunder Mifflin branding. So you see here that it's searching for machines. So it queried all the machines. I have 2 machines, and now it's running MDM. It's running osquery on all of my machines to check which one has Slack. If we'll browse to logs, by the way, feel comfortable to close the Mingo. It will still run in the background. So you see that all the things that were executed exist here. So everything is right here, and you can see that. So nothing goes unaudited. And if we'll open this again, you see that it's running, it's failing, it's then trying again until it will succeed. And then once we would like to have kind of across the board deployment for Slack, we're just going to ask Mingo to do so. Another important feature is that you can see all of your team's chat. So if someone did something and it broke something, then you can go back and check it out. At the end of sessions, you can let's approve it. At the end of the session, you guys can tell you can tell Mingo things like, okay, summarize it as knowledge base article, or summarize what you did into the ticket, and it will go ahead and do it. And Mingo has access to all of the different entities of the product. So let's say that we want to have let's create installation scripts for Slack for Mac and Windows. Now what will happen is that Mingo also have accessibility into the scripting library. So we'll go ahead and create new scripts, and then we can either execute the script or just have them there and afterwards using them. So here it is, creating a script. And the entries inside of the chat are also they're also clickable. So you can click here and see the full script, and then you can run it and see what happens. Okay, so this is he finished the response, so he alerted us here. Also, all of the notifications. Right now, we don't have notifications because we just, let's close this. We'll go to notification history. You will see that everything that happens, like all the approvals or this or rejections that we provided for the AI exist here. I think that's kind of cover most of the stuff in the platform right now. Maybe one last thing that we didn't cover before is that we have bundled queries and policies capabilities in the product. What it means is that you can have data collectors running on all of your devices and generating data that will be processable afterwards by Mingo, or in general, if you want to build certain policies or things like that, you can definitely go ahead and do that. For example, this policy checks that the disk is encrypted, and if it's not, it would alert us here. One last thing that we didn't cover is kind of like the old school RMM stuff. So vulnerabilities, if you remember before, we didn't have them because the fleet was still processing. Policies we didn't create, but you have your security, you have the agents that we deployed, you have the tickets that are associated with this device. These are the 2 tickets we created throughout the sessions. The hardware, this is VMware, network, user, software. So all of it is available here, and obviously it's also queryable by Mingo AI. Let me see if I covered everything necessary here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we did. So I encourage you guys to join our OpenMSP Slack community. You can go here, that type community, and then OpenMSP Slack, and then you will get redirected into the community. More important things is that under the Help Center, we have a lot of different resources about the product. We have the knowledge base, terms of use, privacy policy. If you want to open support ticket with us, you can do it directly from here, or just ask Mingo. Mingo has access to all of the onboarding guides, support tickets that you guys have. And we also have your product releases. If you have a bug in the product, most of the time, we're just going to tell you that we opened the bug with the team, and you're going to see it here. So once the bug is deployed, you're going to automatically have your support ticket closed. We have our development roadmap inside of the product and also on our website. And we also have product releases. So every new thing that is getting released, you're going to have it here with a proper video explaining exactly what happened and what did we change and what are the main features that were added. We recently announced our Gen 1. Our Gen 1.5 is also going to include the mobile app, so you will be able to approve or disapprove stuff directly from the mobile app and a desktop client of the MSP dashboard. That's pretty much it. So feel free to ask us anything you need, either through Mingo or through the support tickets, or the better option is through OpenMSP community. Hope you're gonna like the product. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.